Hey, I can see clearly now. My webcam's on. Yeah, baby. What's up? It's your boy Trey Soul back in the house. I'm coming to you live from 1080 HP with my boy Kris. We back at it. It's the verse. Again, another hot Monday stream for you. We're popping some at your brains, and we're gonna review some of our plays. Super glad you guys decided to join us. Let's go.
Yes, sir. We got notes to review. We're in a bull market. For some reason, some of these idiots think we're not in a bull market anymore, which I think is kind of funny. But like I said, we're always bullish. We're always looking for the next meme coins. We're always looking for plays. We're doing technical analysis. We're doing stuff to piss off the maxis because everybody knows who daddy is. And we're just doing our thing, my man. So, overall, we got another awesome live stream. I'm excited. I love doing this. I love coming on, talk about cryptocurrency. I don't like drama. I don't like politics. And yeah, that's it, man. So let's just get into it. Crypto, this market this week has so far has been pretty silent. Actually, not really silent, dude, but everybody's just fighting with each other. You notice that?
Oh, dude, it's been so bad that I haven't noticed it because I have not been on Twitter. I've been avoiding Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Keep me away. You, Kris, you love it over there in that cesspool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just love sitting here and arguing with dudes in their 40s that have nothing else to do but besides be on a freaking app. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
there's
not
only
like you
one
can
way
just
to
go
behave.
outside. What's up?
There's only one way to behave when you're 40 years old and you've round tripped the bag two cycles in a row.
That's so funny. Nah, man. I mean, to be honest with you, when you see these market downturns, I think in our head, we're just like, all right, let's review, let's make a game plan. Let's look at what we can get into that nobody's hyping up. And then on the flip side, other people are just like, let's go into some depression clinic and just disappear. Reminds me a lot of Cowboys fans. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you had to do it. I knew you would pick it. At least my team has a name.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. While the Washington Redskins, man, have been a sorry team for a very long time. I'll give that to you.
After that, we're canceled now. He said Redskins.
Oh, geez. Yeah, probably. Whatever. They're gonna get us somehow. They're gonna get us some way. But I think all jokes aside, main thing I'm trying to get across is we had a huge shakeout on Pulse Chain. Everybody's freaking out, having a heart attack, and it's just the same thing over and over again. But also, in this live stream, not only have we been seeing FUD seasons on Pulse Chain, we're actually seeing FUD seasons on L2s, Layer 1s, all over the place. And what do you think we do when you guys start FUDing? What do we do, man?
Well, honestly, a lot of times Kris will send me a text and he'll say, this week is gonna be it's gonna be interesting. It could get rough. When he says rough, I'm like, yes, bring it on, baby. Bring the heat. That's what we want. We want it to get rough. We want it to go down. We love blood in the streets, as they say. That's the goal, man. Always looking for opportunity. So when you say it's bad, I'm like, it's good. Let's go.
Yes, sir. So in this live stream, we're going to talk about 3 ecosystems that have the potential to have a meme coin season. Our strategy, I want to make this clear because everybody likes to throw shots at us on Twitter. They're like, oh, you guys are all over the place. You're in this coin, you're in that coin. Here's our strategy. We like Pulse Chain. You probably like Pulse Chain. A lot of people like Pulse Chain, but these markets run in narratives. When you see a cat coin, cats blow up. If Elon Musk tweets a photo of his truck, his coins are going to blow up with cyber trucks. This is how it goes. So we try to find narratives, we front run them, we take profit, we take money, and guess what we do? We get more Pulsion, we get more P-Dye, we get more Tropa, we get more Teddy Bear, and we stack up these bags, and then when they start going absolutely bananas and all you guys fudded it, we'll cash out and then go to Costa Rica, surf and skate, and you guys will be in full panic mode. Does that make sense?
You said spot on right there, and I'm glad you gave him a little bit of a sneak preview of what's to come. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you roll your profits right onto these chains. Some of the things we're about to show you, you'd have been like, "We should have listened about a few months ago. I would have been positioned just right for this call."
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why you know why I wear this hat every live stream? Like look really close.
Okay, I wear different ones. Okay, let me put my glasses so I can see, because I can't see nothing without these, bro. Everybody knows I look like Bubbles. Costa Rica, manifesting, baby,
There you
manifesting.
go.
I always wear
There you
my
go.
pulse hat.
Look, I literally put the little Costa Rica symbol on you guys because I'm getting so tired of dealing with some of you guys on Twitter. I just put this here just to remind me of where I'm going after this. So, but long story short, you guys want the alpha. We'll talk about the alpha and instead of just messing around. Now, you guys know we've been talking about Blast Chain. Most of you guys have been absolutely fighting Blast Chain. They had this crazy airdrop scam a couple months ago, and everyone's like, oh man, Blast is a scam, blah, 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 blah. TVL, it's terrible, blah, blah, blah. I went in and did some research on Blast, and stop me if I start making I don't start making any sense. But Blast is a layer 2, similar to Scroll Network, similar to all the other layer 2s that you see. It took $20 million of fundraising to build the network. That's the key thing. Every other layer 2, the amount of fundraising it took to create that L2 was above 80 million. So what does that tell me? It doesn't take that much money to build an L1 and L2. On top of that, the transaction fees that are generated through Blast, when it basically takes these transactions, bundles them up, and approves them on the Ethereum blockchain, they put a fee on that. And that fee on those transactions, they pay it back to you guys. If you have Ethereum on Blast, if you have USDC on Blast, if you have a project on Blast, they take the fees generated from the chain and they pay it back to the people. Optimism, Arbitrum, ZK Sync, Scroll, Lina. Guess where all those fees go? You want to take a guess?
Well, I think what you're pointing out is Blast differentiation in the market, man,
Well,
and they are separating themselves.
well,
And when you told me this today, I got so hyped, man, because they're separating themselves from these other guys who are putting their fees back to the big boys. You know who wants to be in crypto? It's the little guy who wants to win.
well,
So I'm all for initiatives like that and love to see that Blast going in that direction.
right. But where do you think those fees go?
Oh, back to the big guy.
Exactly. It goes into a foundation that's actually tax free, and they basically get free money off of it. So what Blast is, and I agree with all the stuff you said, but just stay on this thought stream. The reason why Blast is so powerful is like you were saying, it benefits the little guy. It has these components of grassroots, and the founder, Pac-Man or whatever his name is something Pac-Man. He is building such a vibrant ecosystem. Now, the reason why I like Blast and all this being created, when people got into Hex in the last market, who were they betting on? What do you think?
Ooh, they were betting on. Say, rephrase the question.
When people got into Hex, who were they betting on?
They were betting on Richard Hart.
They were betting on Richard Hart. There you go. When you get into some of these projects, you got to start thinking, I am betting on the founder. Now, don't get me wrong. We like to DJ and buy something really stupid and whatnot. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about long-term plays. When you get into a project, you got to think about this is a company in Silicon Valley, a startup. This is who I'm putting my capital behind. And that's why so many people have a high conviction on Richard Hart. That's why we like Richard Hart. But on the flip side, the more I look into Blast and the more I research about it, the more I start to understand that this guy who created Blast, he's an absolute stud. He went into MIT. Then he came out, created a startup company, sold his startup for millions of dollars, then created Blast, and then Blast went absolutely berserk. And they're about to do a crazy airdrop that I want to talk to you guys about today. So let me do a present screen. Now, shout out to Stan Crypto. I love his videos. This guy's actually really funny. Russian dude, really cool dude. So 9 days before the $2 billion Blast airdrop, you're truly underexposed for what's about to happen. Smart money accumulating, leverage bet on winning L2, leverage bet founder taking NFT market by storm in less than a year. Peak performance, Andy on Blast. So the main point I'm trying to get across here, $2 billion. So if Blast was launched with just $20 million, right? It only took $20 million to create that chain. Where did that $2 billion come from?
VC.
No, it came from all the fees generated from using the chain that was being used to approve transactions on Ethereum. $2 billion. $2 billion. It hasn't even been out for a year. You see what I'm talking about right now?
That's just astronomical, bro.
2 billion. Holy cow. And guess what? Once we get into the bull market, imagine the amount of fees that are going to be paid out to if you have stablecoin, liquidity, or do anything on the network. And on top of that, if you're a project founder, you receive fees for doing transactions on the chain. It is a populist model all around. I don't know if I can say that. I'm pretty sure we might get demonetized. So my
You
bad.
can say that,
Okay. But go ahead.
That is insane, bro. That's the hottest alpha you've dropped all year, 9 days before it's gonna happen. Wow.
Yeah, so
that's my mind is blown, dude.
Yeah, and I got a video I want you to show everybody in a second. But here's the reason why I like Andy on Blast so much. It is a leverage bet on Blast. Obviously, the market cap of Blast is going to start at $2 billion. So I don't know if it's going to go up to like 50 billion or 100 billion. I'm not going to speculate on that. But Andy on Blast is $30 million market cap. And you're going to sit here and tell me that one of the hottest founders for one of the most slept on L2s, and I'm not going to go and gamble on their number one meme coin, which is Andy. You're crazy, man. So I think the point I'm trying to get across is you're going to have a $2 billion Blast airdrop. It's going to hit the chain. A lot of those guys are going to sell their Blast tokens to buy meme coins. Andy on Blast could potentially pop in 9 days or maybe a couple days after that. So it could go from $35 million to $200 million really, really quickly if they were to get at least 0.5% of whatever that airdrop is sent to, meaning that if people sold 0.5% of that money airdrop to everybody and put it into Andy, it will pop it up to above $200 million. Think about that. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So, and when it comes to our long-term portfolio, we bet on people that are going to change the game. Blast is going to change the game. This is going to be an L2 that all you guys know. You're going to hear the story, and you're going to hear it from us first, and then all the other big channels are going to repeat it because we got big players always watching us and taking our ideas and saying, "Oh my God, we have this great idea. We didn't steal it from the verse, but we came up with it our own." Like you guys, like I see the stuff you guys do when you come my live stream and you post it on Twitter. Like, you know how easy it is for me to take your tweet and then put a video on top of it and just show you? We've done it so many times to people. It's not even funny. But I digress. That video, man. You got it. You got it ready to roll?
Yeah, let me get that video pulled up here. Here, and let's share.
First airdrops brought a lot of on-chain liquidity to Solana, and it's easy to compare with Biden checks to US citizens during the COVID. So when this free liquidity comes into ecosystem, usually it stays into ecosystem and just distribute from airdrop hunters to most hyped projects on chain. And Bonk, I think from August till December was the number one hype on Solana. That's why they collected a lot of liquidity from airdrops. I think that next chain, which will be famous for meme coins, can become Blast. Actually, Blast first airdrops.
Real quick. So who was that? That was the founder of Bonk. Bonk was originally from an airdrop on Solana, and then next became the number one meme coin on Solana. He's the founder of Bonk. And he is telling you that Blast is going to be the next play when it comes to meme coins. I don't know how much clear information you need. You got the airdrop, you got the founder of one of the top meme coins in crypto, and then you got a catalyst popping up right in your face over the course of is it 9 days? 9 days.
Yeah.
9 days. 9 days. You got two major catalysts. You got the founder of Bonk, and you got a $2 billion Blast airdrop coming. So I don't know how clear we got to be. Any thoughts on that, man?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really, really exciting because we've had so many different kinds of wins in crypto, and this one is set to be a little bit different. So it's awesome to know that Andy's performing well already. We've already talked about Andy's one of those coins that are on the chain. It's cool to see that it's performing well 9 days before. I'm very excited to see. You've had a lot of correct theories, and I think this one's going to be correct. But that money funneling out of that 2 billion, and then to see how that moves on into the future and hypes that chain up, we are going to see Blast in the news the next 2 weeks, and it could be completely astronomical. It's going to turn a lot of heads.
Absolutely, man. Couldn't say it better. And just a little price chart analysis. Just taking a look. This is Andy right now. So we got in, I think, if I recall, it was somewhere, I think it was like right here-ish, somewhere in this area. It definitely wasn't this bottom. But long story short, this thing just absolutely just started skyrocketing. Blew past one of the magnets, and then we have a magnet down here. Now, here's one thing I want to say. Everybody, when it was coming up here, everyone was like, oh my God, triple top, triple top. There's no triple tops. If you come up, boom, boom, and you come up for that third time with this amount of volume, it's going to blow past, and the next thing it has to do is touch its all-time high. So overall, I like Andy on Blast. This is an extremely bullish chart. Let's just take a look at the market cap. $35 million. So if Andy becomes the number one meme coin and Blast is sitting at about 5 billion, typically the number one meme coin gets about 5 to 10% of the market share. So that means that Andy would be sitting at anywhere between 250 million to 500 million. If that actually no, how much was the airdrop? I want to make sure I get my math right here. So it's 2 billion. Okay. So 10% of 2 billion would be 200 million. And then half of that would be 100 million. So that means Andy could get to 100 to 200 million just from that airdrop alone. And based on the market cap of Blast, as it goes up, Andy will probably get somewhere between 5 to 10% of that market share. So it's like a leverage bet. Does that make sense?
It definitely makes a lot of sense, man. It just, in layman's terms, it just means money's going to get poured back into Andy because it's the premier meme coin on this chain. And it's going to be so awesome to see the life cycles of it as you have this component with Blast paying back into the protocols rather than sending back to the foundations. Absolutely brilliant, if you ask me. And to know that the guy that created Bonk is saying the next Bonk is here. I mean, dude, like you said, how much clearer can the information become to you? So, yeah. And also, I want to go ahead and take about 10 seconds. We got 25 folks in here right now. And you guys, it's like I'm preaching to the choir. And I appreciate you for being here. And I would just love if you could smash that like button. Let's get that algorithm up, get a couple more people jumping in here. We want to catch that. We don't want only 24 people to win off of this call right here. You got to get in here for this call right here. So, with that being said, we will continue forward. I think that's been about 10 seconds of y'all hearing me talk, and I know that gets annoying. So go right back at it, Kris.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. So that's why we're talking about Blast. Now, the next ecosystem, I think a lot of people are sleeping on, and it gets attacked a lot. It's got to be Ton Chain. Yeah, you got any thoughts on Ton blockchain?
Oh, do I, man? It's a Ponzi.
It's a Ponzi. It's a Russian Ponzi. Nah,
I love the honestly my thoughts. I come from a business perspective and a business mindset. So I'm always wanting to know who's building these things and what's their objective, what's their initiative. I absolutely love the way that the CEO of Telegram operates. And so I think that Ton is definitely something to look at. Seeing the success that he had with Telegram, I think that's just a clear indicator that if he's on a blockchain, there's a potential of having that same level of success. Telegram is completely international at this point. So this guy may have a lot of contacts and possibility of having some things up his sleeve when it comes to trying to promote this chain. So I definitely wouldn't sleep on it. And I love getting you guys with the thumbnails. Hi, I'm Trent. I am the one who always makes the thumbnails. You can hate me. Send your hate mail to my inbox. So we've got it linked on the post.
I love that. Well, I agree with everything you say, but this is one thing that really got me sold. So they're doing cross-border payments instant and free, and by just sending a text message to Telegram's 900 million users.
Yep.
900 million users. You can
Yes, sir.
text someone stable coins.
Mass adoption.
Holy guacamole. I'm not trying
International.
to So what does this tells us? The Ton blockchain has 900 million users. That is the user base. I listen to crypto banter and I like listening to crypto shows just to gauge how the market is, just so I know how to do the opposite of 99% of you guys. So I need to know what you guys are saying. And then based on what you guys are saying, I usually do the opposite. That's how we move. I want to be the black sheep. I don't want to do what you guys do. And when I saw the stuff about Ton, there's mixed emotions about it. People are saying it wasn't great. It wasn't this. It wasn't that. And then I heard about the 900 million users argument on this little meme coin panel, which I think we should be on. And that's when it all clicked. They're doing the stuff that XRP and XLM was always bragging about. They're like, oh my God, cross-border payments, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And Ton is actually creating it through Telegram. Now, why do I like Ton blockchain? I'm not saying get into the Ton token. I'm saying find a meme coin that's going to be absolutely explosive.
Right.
Now, the number one meme coin is on the Ton blockchain. I'll show you guys, and then I'll show you guys our pick for an absolute sleeper. It's Redog. It's called Resistance Dog. This was launched by the founder as like, I guess it was like as a protest against them trying to shut down the Ton blockchain. Because I'm pretty sure the U.S. government doesn't like the Ton blockchain, from my understanding. But basically, this thing absolutely just ripped. It went up. God, man, what was that? Like a 228x? Let's be more specific. Yeah, about a 228x. So let's say about 250x. This thing did a 250x, and it's sitting at right around $121 million market cap. I do think this thing could get up to anywhere between $1 billion to $10 billion in market cap. Now, for us, we were kind of late on the Ton blockchain boat. So obviously, we're probably not going to get into something this high of a market cap unless it's like a high conviction. We're talking like a 6-figure conviction. So our pick for a sweet meme coin on the Ton blockchain, which is on the thumbnail, it's going to be called Rico, Resistance Cock. The Resistance Cock. This is our pick. Now, the Resistance Cock has been out since, I think, 420. Wait, January, February, March, April. Yeah, 420. Yeah, so it came out on one of the greatest days of the year, 420. And I have no idea what that is. So,
Either.
well, yeah, what is that? What is that holiday? So,
No clue.
So since it's been out, a lot of the JEETs have been clearing out of this token, and it's just been trading sideways. And so, in my opinion, when we start to get another rotation back into Ton blockchain, because Ton is going to explode, Avalanche, Sui, all these blockchains are going to have a rotation. The question is, which positions are you willing to take a bet on? And based on how Redog did really, really well, I think Rico could potentially get anywhere between 10 to 15% of the market share of Redog. And this thing could absolutely rip from, I believe it was at a $570,000 market cap. I can easily see this thing getting into the $5 million to $50 million range. Any thoughts on Rico?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think our boy Goo God, did he give us this call?
Yeah, this is Goo God's call. Shout out to Goo
God.
God.
Shout out Goo God, bro. I love cock calls, man. Nothing better than a good, resistance to your cock. So excited to see that, bro. I'm a rooster by nature. So this coin resonated with me. I love the memes. They're great memes, and you can't go wrong, dude, with just a nice big cock, dude.
Yeah, nice big resistance cock. I love it. So, I bet you someone on YouTube is gonna hate us so much when they have to watch this. No,
They said cock so many times. Look, I didn't name it that, you know. I didn't name the animal that. I
yeah,
was not in the Garden of Eden when I was, being responsible for the names. My last name, it is that, but it's not me. Sorry, guys. I don't choose it. I don't
yeah.
choose it.
Just FYI, it literally says the resistance cock right here. But like I said, I love this meme. It's Rico, and so Rico's the play off of the gun. So I personally think this one is going to be an absolute screamer. Not enough people are talking about, and if you faded a redog, this could be the next play. So definitely, absolutely love. Excuse me, Rico as a leverage play to the ton blockchain. And keep in mind, guys, all the stuff we're telling you what we're looking at. This is what we're doing in the market downturn. All right. Next thing, what are we sitting at? You want to talk about ZK Sync?
Dude, I love it, dude. Let's talk about it.
All right. So sorry, I didn't mean to screen share, but so long
No,
story
I like
short, is
you what?
there's a huge claim that ZK Sync is giving a bunch of their token airdrops to their team. And everybody's freaking out about it and they're having a heart attack. Now, in my mind, I'm just like, okay, so you guys are fudding this. So I'm going to start looking into what is going on. And so there's two claims. The claim from the foundation is, hey, we got a lot of bots coming in and saying and doing a massive FUD attack against our blockchain. And then on the flip side, there's actually users coming out getting upset with the airdrop criteria. So there's a massive attack between everybody on in regards to ZK Sync. And a lot of people are hating on this chain, which is the reason why we decided to take a look at it. Now, I don't know what's going on, and I don't know what's correct or what's not correct. But this one was put out by OX Swiper, where he goes into detail about wallets connected to ZK Sync, about an airdrop, about how they didn't generate enough that much activity, and they got over thousands of dollars. I'm not really sure, but ultimately, the one thing I will say is, with stuff like this, I have seen this scenario play out over 50 times. And this is how it usually goes. You FUD it for a week, you hate on the project, you tell everybody it's a scam. 2 weeks later, nobody knows it exists. 3 weeks later, it's barely on Twitter. And then a month and a half to 2 months down the road, it pops out of nowhere and everybody's going crazy, like, oh my God, why did I get into it? So overall, in regards to ZK Sync, I'm not sure if this is a scam. I'm not sure what's going on, but there's one thing we're definitely going to be doing. We're going to be looking for meme coins on this chain. Any thoughts on ZK Sync?
Yeah, man. I mean, run straight towards the FUD and dig your nose in because uh, even if there is some of this scammery and issues going on, I would be willing to bet that that's not going to stop the chain. And I would say that because I've seen the same thing happen in the context of influencers. They will say something about a token or a project, and then it ends up going downhill, and then they get demonized for it, and then people forget about it. That's what a lot of people don't recognize is the attention span in this space. It goes very quickly. So the fact that this is a FUD event in a short period of time tells me that now is the best time to look and dig into this chain, what meme coins are on it, if there's any maybe good real world assets or long term plays to definitely dig in at these times. So just know that people got a short memory and attention span in this space, and it's only a matter of time, like Kris was saying, that you turn around and this thing's blown up on you, and you have no idea why you didn't listen to Kris and Trent instead of all the other losers on the internet.
Yeah. And the main point I'm trying to get across is ZK Sync is very similar to what we see with Scroll, Lina, what was that other one? Starknet. The only true L2 that isn't VC funded and has corporations behind it is Blast. Blast is my favorite L2, without a doubt. I think it's going to give Arbitrum, Optimism, and the rest of these ecosystems and L2s a run for its money. But ZK Sync and all these other L2s fundraise a bunch of money and they're going to drop it onto the chain. They're going to pump meme coins like crazy. So you bet your bottom dollar, we're going to be looking for plays on it. So we're not going to talk about a ZK sync play, but the reason why I'm talking about this scenario is this is going to happen over and over and over again. This is like a broken clock or something. So the point is, we got the line of airdrop, we got the scroll airdrop, we got what other airdrops do we have? There's probably like 5 other ones for these L2s. It's going to keep hitting off. We got the blast airdrop, and someone's always going to FUD, and someone's always going to be upset. When they get FUDding and they start being upset, start buying. Does that make sense?
Yep, love it. Love it.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's talk about BTC charts. Favorite part of the day, baby. So let's take a look at the monthly. Actually, take a look at the daily. All right. So what have we been looking with going on with BTC? I guarantee a lot more people come on since we're talking about price charts and analysis and all that. So I had a company handle, came up, and then we had this price target right here. Now, we didn't break out yet because typically how this works out is it comes up, comes down, touches this again, and then before it goes on the price target run, it usually breaks down and then comes back up and then does its thing. So basically, how I see typical company handles come in, they go like this, come up like this, touch this one more time, and then boom, see you later. It's probably not going to be in that time frame, but it gives you an idea about the next leg up. Now, right now, we're still trading sideways. We're still getting a baseline. We haven't really got any action in the market. We went down. Everybody this time didn't say it was the end of the world. It was just a bunch of Twitter FUD. Now, coming in here to the weekly, I want to just take a quick look at the weekly. One thing that we're talking about on the weekly and especially on the monthly, we came up here, we touched up here, we came back down here, we touched down here, we came up here, we touched right here. When we were up here, what did we tell everybody, Trent? When we touched up here,
That we weren't going up.
we're going to come back down and we're going to test back down here at this level. That's how trading sideways works. So it's going to come back down and then come back up, come back down, come back up, come back down, and then come back up. That's typically how this thing runs. So if it goes up green one week, then it goes back down the next week. Now, the one thing I want to really point out, and this gets into the monthly. We're about halfway through the monthly. So came up with like a nice big green candle, came back down, and then we got a green candle, and now it's sitting at red right here. So the chances are, looking at this, the question is, where is this monthly candle going to close out? If you notice, the closeout of these candles are getting smaller. That means you're getting less and less sell pressure. So as these candles get smaller and smaller and smaller, it's going to be a great indicator that there's going to be a move to the upside sooner than you expect. Now, I don't expect the monthly to close out this short in a very period of time. It's probably it might be somewhere down here, or it could close out in the green a little bit up here. But the main point I'm trying to get across is the volume and the impact on the price is slowly getting smaller. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it definitely makes sense. I mean, it's pretty obvious with that huge, massive candle. And then hopefully, what would you say would happen if we did end the month on a green candle? What is that going to indicate?
We're gonna start sending, man. If
Yeah.
this is green right here, so if it closes on green on the monthly, there's a good chance that and it depends where. So if it closes green and gets close to this all-time high right here, you could say that's a bullish engulfing candle where it's engulfing this entire candle. And that means it's go time for the price of Bitcoin. It means Bitcoin's going to just launch up. Now, if this closes out in the red, then there's a great indicator that next month I definitely foresee it being extremely green. It's going to go back and forth. And then once we start to get some news on the ETF or whatnot, that's when we're going to start to see a major catalyst. So I think the main point I'm trying to get across is when I said we came up here, I said, all right, now we need to come down here and test down here. And everybody was like, oh my God, we're so back. And then it was just a slaughter the past couple weeks and everybody crying on Twitter and all that dumb stuff. So overall, man, I mean, Bitcoin's looking pretty good. I still think we're going to trade between 71K and 60K for the rest of the summer. And then once we start getting close in the fall, we're going to see a massive breakout where we could either test price target number 1, 2, or the mystical price target number 3. So
Isn't there a
definitely.
fourth?
Oh yeah, there is a fourth right here. Least likely to happen.
Move that.
I don't know about. Yeah, this one. I don't know about that one because like here's the thing: people are gonna get these crazy ideas about this price target. So I don't know. Because to be honest,
Least
like
likely to happen.
because this price target in my mind, the 360K Bitcoin is the same thing as this one right here, the 86K Bitcoin that a lot of people were saying at the beginning of the market. Those two in my mind are the same. These two right here are extremely realistic, just based on, just based on price indicators. Like if you want to come here and just be like, oh, this is a massive cup and handle, anybody can make that argument. And then based on that, you get this indicator right here.
Right.
This one's saying that there's going to be a higher volume money entering into Bitcoin. So it's going to be very close to triple the indicator of this candle down here. So it's like a triple indicator. And that's based on, oh my God, what was this thing? Fib retracement, the Fibonacci analysis tool. And that's what Richard likes to do a lot for his price analysis. But yeah, guys. So overall, I'm still extremely bullish on Bitcoin. It's just going to trade sideways. One thing I also noticed, I just want to point out on the 100-day moving average, one thing I noticed as we start to climb up, and this red line's a 100 moving day average, and it's just the average price every 100 days. And it's a great way to trade against it, especially if you want to short or long the market. So what I noticed in the past since our start into the bull market, and this was something interesting I was looking at before we spoke. Anytime the price dips down below the 100-day moving average, it only really stays there for, this one's 20 days. And then this one, I believe, is about 60 days. So there's one period of time where it stays below 20 days and 60 days. And then as we continue to go parabolic, it actually stays under the 100-day moving average for only, was it 1, 2, 3, 4 days? And then this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So, and then this one's probably like 7 days. So the reason why I'm pointing this out is because right now we are below the 100-day moving average. And, there could be one of these days where we break above it, because we've been down under it for about that 4 to 7 day period and then shoot back up. So that's like more of a short-term micro play. I don't like to talk about micro because micro is so subjective, but that's one thing I've been noticing. If you guys are curious to check out the moving day averages. So cool. So how about Bitcoin dominance? I'm excited for this one. I'm really excited to talk about the Bitcoin dominance today, dude.
I'm excited to hear about it because I don't want to talk about it.
All right. So here's the thing I was saying about the Bitcoin dominance when we were, I'll go into this weekly. So if you guys recall, we broke down the Bitcoin dominance right here. Right here. And people are going to come out and say, I told you guys it's not altcoin season yet. When this happened, we were the ones who told you about the ETH ETF. And we said, guys, the ETH ETF, well, back up. We were saying that the Ethereum is not dead. Stop listening to these people. And everybody called us liars. And we turned out to be 100% right. And then the Bitcoin dominance broke down. And everybody was screaming, altcoin season. And we said no, because the value of Ethereum is increasing, which is causing the drop on the Bitcoin dominance. So when it broke down here, people are like, oh my God, is it Bitcoin season? I'll show it in the daily. So when we broke, man, I'm just all over the place. So when we broke down here, everyone's like, oh my gosh, is this a altcoin season? I was like, no, it is not an altcoin season. That's because the value of Ethereum is going up and its market share. We're probably going to come back up into this line, test it out, and it played out to a T what we told you guys. So That's one thing I want to say. And then there's a good chance that we'll have to come up here and test the top of this. Now, there's something else I want to point out that everybody's now talking about that I guess I'll put in. You remember when we started talking about moving averages? Let me turn on the weekly. So there's a historic trend behind moving averages where typically when you have like one of these new moving averages pop up, the price, or in this case, dominance comes in, touches it, and then breaks down. Now, the reason why I want to put this out here is because when this chart started, and the first time it started was way back here and we had a massive breakdown of Bitcoin dominance, and this is the 100 weekly moving average. Then in the last market on right around January 1st, 2021, we had the 300 weekly moving average pop up. When that popped up, people started jumping in and they saw that it touched right here and then just broke down. So you guys see how the price came up and touch it. Every time it touches this weekly moving average, it breaks down. Now, the reason why the 200 was used instead of the 100 is because the 200 is a better representation of the overall chart performance over a longer period of time. Does that make sense?
It's revolutionary.
So the 200 is going to be a better indicator of the overall chart performance than the 100. Next thing you know, we went all the way through, and then boom, the 400 weekly moving average popped up. Now that the 400 weekly moving average popped up, we saw that the 300 weekly moving average, this light green line come up, it got crossed, and nothing's happening. Now that we have the 400 weekly moving average popping up, we're starting to trade sideways. We come up, we get close to touching it, break down, come close, break down, come up, break down, and come up. And so the theory is once we come up and actually touch this sucker right here, we have a massive breakdown, and then we get altcoin season, just like we saw on this line. We basically get this line right here. This is the theory right here, right? So it sounds all good, right? Right, Trey Souls?
It sounds great.
But there's one more thing. There's a twist.
Yeah.
There's actually something called the 100 monthly moving average that nobody has been talking about, because there's a 200 weekly moving average, a 300 weekly moving average, a 400 weekly moving average, and then a 500 weekly moving average is going to pop up the next market. But there's a monthly moving average. So I click here on the 1 month, and it pops up right here. This is called the 100 monthly moving average, and it finally came up. Now, why is the monthly moving average important? Because it looks at the overall chart performance over the course of 100 months in comparison to 400 weeks. And because it's over the course of months, it's a longer time frame, and it's also a better indicator of the overall performance of the chart. And this is something that I've been keeping my eye on for a minute that nobody even knew about, and I'm so excited to talk about it. So the real question is, we have the monthly moving average coming in here at about 59% of the entire market cap. We have Bitcoin have dominance at about 55% of the entire market cap. Will Bitcoin dominance come up here and touch the 100 monthly moving average and then constitute the breakdown? That's the real question we're trying to figure out, and I'll get into some reasoning. But you still with me on all this?
I'm 100% here.
All right, cool. Now, if I come over here to the weekly, and we just take a look at the 400, which is this dark green. So Bitcoin dominance is sitting at about 55%, and then this is 56%, right? Now, I need to come over here and check out the total market cap. So the total market cap right now is 2.345 trillion. I need to write that down. I'm going to forget about this. So 2.354 trillion is the overall market cap dominance. Market cap of crypto. Now, the Bitcoin market cap, which I need to look up real quick. Bitcoin market. So Bitcoin market cap is sitting at about 1.3 trillion. So we'll just say 1.3 trillion. All right. So Bitcoin sitting at about 1.3 trillion. So we do some rough math. Most people are thinking that Bitcoin would have to go up to about 2.6 to about 3 trillion on the market cap to reach that 150K market cap, because Bitcoin's sitting at about 67K. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying here? So in order for it to double, that means another $1.3 trillion needs to go directly into Bitcoin. And so the question is, how much of that money is going to flow into the Ethereum ETF, alts, and Bitcoin? Now, the reason I'm sketched out about this chart right here is if we come up and we touch this moving average, we're only going to be moving up about 1%. And so 1% of a trillion, what is that? Actually, let me think about that. 1%. No, if it moves up 1% of 2 point, man, this is a lot. Man, dude, this is a lot of math. Isn't that like 200 billion?
It's
1% of 2.34 trillion. One. I'm typing this in, dude. I do not want to get this wrong and look like embarrassed. All right. Well, actually, just don't worry
like
about
10
it.
billion. I think it's
10 billion?
billion. Yeah.
1%.
10 billion is 1% of a trillion.
Oh, it's 10 billion. So then that'll be 20 billion. Okay. So, in my opinion, based on how we see this play out and based on the amount of money inflowing, it's probably going to make more sense that we come up and we test out the monthly moving average right here, because that is going to be about a 4% gain on the market cap based on the amount of inflows from money in comparison to a 1%. And if you look at 4%, that's going to get us a little bit closer to that trillion mark. So we need about a trillion coming into the market. So if you just do 5% of the total market cap, that's going to be closer to a trillion. And that's my logic behind it. Does that make sense? I know that sounded very confusing.
No, it does make sense. It's just a lot better way to analyze this chart right here.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I'm looking at this, because I don't, and to be honest with you guys, it could go one of two ways. We could touch the 400 weekly moving average and then just break down immediately. But I do think that the Bitcoin dominance needs to get a little bit higher in comparison to what we're seeing on this chart in retrospect to the 100 monthly moving average, and then break down. And the other thing I also want to say is the 100 monthly moving average is going to be a better indicator when it comes to reading this chart. Now, I could be wrong, and the best way to really navigate this is I'm going to be eyeing that was it the
altcoin index? Oh.
No, I'm going to be eyeballing the 400 weekly moving average while also eyeballing the 100 monthly moving average, because if it hits that 400 weekly moving average and then just starts to show signs of breaking down, then obviously that was the indicator you should have been looking at. But if it hits it and nothing happens, then you can flip over and go look at the 100 monthly moving average and be like, okay, maybe this is what's going to be going on. Does that make sense?
It absolutely makes sense, man. It's an updated analysis, guys. It's a better form of understanding these charts. So it's just a better average. And I commend you for finding this tool. This is some hot alpha right here, bro. I love it, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But also, just keep in mind the only downside. I want to make this clear. There's always a downside to everything. The only downside of following this 100 monthly moving average is that we don't have much of a time history. So if this line were to come out here like right here, and then you see the breakdown, then that can be a great indicator. So it is somewhat of a educated guess. Does that make sense?
It does. Good work.
So yeah, man. So yeah, like I said, man, that was a pretty cool find, and yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. All right. What else should we look at? Take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum trading sideways. So it looks like we're getting a little bit of a breakdown on Ethereum. We had a massive bullish engulfing candle. Then we're breaking down. The question is this going to come down and start flagging out? Or actually, you know what? This might be an ascending. No. It's not really ascending triangle. Yeah, it's just trading. It's just trading sideways and just coming back down. Oh, let me look at the daily. Oh, look at this. So something interesting. I'm seeing what's being formed right here. So you can make a case for this being a head right here, a shoulder, and a shoulder. So this looks like an inverse head and shoulders. I'm gonna point that out right here. We'll put one right here. And then we'll put one. Well, we'll put it right here. So shoulder breakdown, and then that will give us a target. So right here. And ooh, so yeah. So I think we're gonna start testing all-time highs very soon. Do you know when they were saying that ETF was getting approved?
It's got to be pretty soon, man. I think the ETF's been approved, but the inflows, it's going to be. It's been about 2 weeks since that happened. So
the inflows, I think it was something about July 2nd, right?
let me find out real quick.
Yeah, well, yeah, let me know what you find out, because I'm gonna do a price target.
July 2nd.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking right now. So probably sometime towards the end of July. Put this like right here. So sometime before the end of July, when that ETF gets rocking and rolling, we're gonna come up here and test the all-time high on Ethereum. It's gonna catch everybody by surprise. That's what I'm thinking, based off of that. So I'm gonna put a price target right here, and I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna move the lines like all those other clowns. We'll leave it there, and if it turns out to be right, awesome. If we're wrong, we'll tell you we are wrong. So, ETH price target. That's what I'm thinking for ETH right here. So somewhere in this range, we'll come up here, test the all-time highs, and then come back down, and then just pull a Bitcoin and trade sideways. That's how I see that playing out. Any thoughts on that?
Oh, I like it, man. I honestly hope that price target comes to fruition. That'd be really, really good stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, what could happen is it comes up here, hits that price target, comes back, comes up a little bit more, and then in the fall forms a beautiful cup and handle. And then from there, we'll have our price target hit. Boom, already ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Already ahead of you guys. So yeah, so that's my overall thoughts on man, I gotta get rid of these moving averages. Drive me all these colors, dudes, make me schizophrenic. All right. But yeah, like I said, guys, ETH, we stay bullish. Don't listen to any of these clowns saying that ETH is dead. Cool. All right. Well, I guess the next thing, just look at some charts. We'll get a couple because we're coming at close to an hour. Bro, I don't know what's going on with Beardy, dude. Like, look at this thing, dude. Like, I kid you not. I kid you not. This community is absolutely freaking nuts, and I love the Beardy community. So basically, it came up right here. This is a morning star pattern. Red candle, doji, followed by a bullish engulfing candle that encompasses more than 50% of the pattern. That's called a morning star. Came back down, dipped down. Looks like it formed like a little bit of a let's look at the 4 hourly. Yeah, nice big old cup and handle, and then boom, see you later. So we got to test 0.0059. That's our first level, 0.05868. So we blew past this thing. Probably test here, maybe come back, go up here, test here, test all time high. So yeah, definitely bullish on Beardy. And dude, look at this trend line right here that we drew out.
It won't stop. It's relentless on that line.
So it came in, touched it, came back down, touched it, and then start fading off. And most people would just be like, oh, the trend line's broke. Boom, way back up. So yeah, all of our targets hitting pretty good, man. So I like that one. Next one. Oh, dude, this is your man. This is your play, dude. Look at this. Look at this beautiful chart.
Got a nice entry today, I believe.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, wow. It got eaten up. Not too bad.
Bro, I kid you not, dude. I was looking at this. So right here, I thought this was like an ascending like a massive ascending triangle. Because for some reason, Scrolly loves it. It comes up, comes back down, and then just trades sideways in this ascending triangle. And then now it's starting to blow up. And these are some massive wicks that are just getting eaten up. So I think it's safe to say we can get rid of this ascending triangle. It broke out of it officially. Officially.
It's been a minute.
Been a minute. But yeah, so some things I'm seeing right here. This magnet needs to break out above was it 0.0222 4 zeros and a 2.8. And then it might come back down here, form a nice, beautiful cup and handle. And that'll give us a target of, well, let's just put it right here. Let's not be too. Yeah, so basically test the all-time high. So basically, Beardy train sideways. Definitely still looks extremely bullish. Let me see if I can at least put a trend line on this thing. Yeah, I mean it is kind of following this trend line right here. Yeah, well, no. So yeah, absolutely love it, man. This is gonna be the #1 meme coin on Scroll. And then
we've said it before. I believe it.
#1 meme coin, man. Like I would not be surprised. Like this is at 2.7 million, dude. I would not be surprised if this goes to like 100 million at the end this summer or in sometime in the fall.
Scroll's gonna have an airdrop soon, yes?
Yeah. So if you think about the Scroll airdrop, it's gonna be very similar to what we see with Blast. The only difference is Scroll has $1.8 billion of funding. So
Oh, I'm glad we're in early.
You know the crazy part about Scrolly, about Scroll Network? Did you know they're funded by MIT?
I did know that. Yep, that was the first thing that got my eye. I said these guys have great brand reputation, and they're gonna go places.
I can see why you like it, dude. I had no idea they were funded by MIT. That just makes sense. So you literally were correct. It's literally a L2 designed for nerds. That is crazy.
I love it. Maybe that's why I ended up there because I'm just a nerd.
Cool. Yeah, well, sounds good, man. I mean, that's all I got. I mean, rest of the charts are down or just trading sideways. I mean, pretty much almost every project's down. But for some reason, we have Andy's pumping, Scrolly's pumping. We still got projects absolutely crushing it. So good stuff, man. You got anything else, man?
Hey, when everybody else is crying, man, we're buying. Let's go. That's what it's all about, man. Keep y'all's heads up and follow some of these plays because y'all, if you're not checking out the Andes and stuff, we're giving you guys these months ago. So we're just keeping track of this progress, watching these calls, and enjoying our venture and journey into this world of cryptocurrency. Almost 4 years in now. And it's been a blast every single minute of it. No pun intended. I'm ready for a blast next week, maybe 9 days.
Yes, sir. 9 days, baby. We're gonna go rob the bank. Let's freaking go. So
Back the truck up. Beep, beep, beep. Let's go.
yes, sir. Absolutely love it, man. So, all right, guys. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, show all the support, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.